guys, and welcome back to the Crystal and Yinka series. Today we're going to be talking about how to
survive a long distance relationship.
Yes. Surviving a long distance relationship. So we're going to be giving pointers, pros and cons of long distance relationships, and pros and cons of short distance relationships. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for how we survived our long distance relationship. And as you all may know, me and Yinka were in a long distance relationship for about 8 months.
About 8 months.
About 8 months of our relationship, we were in a long distance relationship. So
the beginning part of our relationship was long distance.
Yeah, it was hard.
That's how it started.
It was hard. That's how we started.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today in this video, we wanted to talk about the ways in which we were able to get through our relationship and the dangers, the benefits, our recommendations on long distance relationships, and basically what to do if you're in one, to truly figure out how to know your partner in the best way and how to learn them and to be aware of some certain things that may come up in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want me to start off?
Yeah.
Sure thing. So yeah, when we first started dating, she was still finishing up at SAM. I was pursuing my master's at Baylor. So from Waco, where Baylor's at, that's about
3 hours?
2.5 hours, about, if I'm not mistaken.
2.5.
Yeah. So it was about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that was basically the first 8 months. And then after she graduated, she moved to Conroe, which is outside of Houston. Which was even farther. And she was working from there for a while. And that was up until about August that we were doing that. And it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard. We had to be very creative with how we did things. So, the first part of our relationship, a lot of times we would meet, halfway somewhere.
Yeah.
Like we would meet in College Station, which is about a halfway point. We would meet in Bryan, Texas. We would meet in just these random places and go on these random dates.
No,
but,
seriously.
we had a good time. We really got to enjoy each other there. Sometimes we would just go the full distance. Sometimes I would just go and surprise her in Huntsville. Sometimes she would come in to Waco and surprise me, and we would just, spend time together. So.
Yep. So our next point would be my version of the experience with long distance. And I pretty much, can relate with what he said. We would literally meet halfway, y'all. Like, after a long day, we'd be like, okay, let's just get some pizza in College Station. So, we drive an hour and a half just to see each other for, 3 hours and then drive back to our, locations. It was crazy, but it worked. And I'm glad we went through that struggle because we appreciate the short distance so much more. Yeah. And it just shows a lot about, our determination and our commitment to each other and to the thriving of our relationship ultimately.
Definitely. So, next we want to talk about some of the kind of pros and cons of long distance, and we'll talk about our experience in that too as we talk about it. I think a good first point about some of the cons or the difficulties, struggles of long distance relationship would definitely be the illusion, right? It's easy to fall into the illusion of how a person is because, for me and Crystal, we're on FaceTime, most of the time, every day, every day we're on FaceTime talking, chopping it up. And, a lot of the little things that, I do that annoy her, and things that she did that annoyed me, we weren't able to see until we were actually together. So when we first got together, I think it was in Dallas, we went to Dallas, or I think it was in Dallas, and we was at each other's throats because it's like, oh my gosh, the way you chew your gum, oh man,
the way you cross your leg, everything.
We were just clashing because we hadn't yet been in proximity with each other for long periods of time, and I think that was one of the first times we had spent multiple days together, and we started seeing.
We're like, oh no, we're done. We can't do this.
Yeah. I was like, nah. I can't do it.
It's a wrap.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But we made it through. We decided to push on, and we decided from there to be more intentional about, you know, maybe weekend visits and spending more time together. Eventually, you know, I think even in the summer in Chicago, we did like, you know, a week long things, and we got to spend more time. And you know, we would always find a place for, if Crystal was coming to where I was, find a place for her to stay, or you know, if I was going to where she was, find a place for me to stay. Which brings us into our next point, which is temptation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. So the temptation factor in all of it, I would definitely say for us is stronger when we're apart for so long and then we see, you know? So it's almost like this built up like, ooh, zitty.
You're looking like a snack right now.
You're looking like a snack and I want to unwrap you, but I can't, type of thing, you know? So, yeah.
For those, my bad to interrupt you, for those who don't know, we are saving ourselves till marriage.
So we are a celibate couple, so we're definitely striving for that wedding night type, you know.
Fireworks.
Oh gosh. Glorifying God type of night.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So yeah, the temptation is definitely harder because we hadn't seen each other for so long. So when we do come together, it's like this is gonna end in us having 4 kids if we don't get it under control, you know. So we noticed that was like a con of long distance relationships because we knew that, you know, distance is a huge stumbling block for both of us in our flesh. We had to try to even lessen the amount of time we spent apart. Like we would, those are where those dates came in, where we would meet halfway because we're like, bro, like we can't go that long without seeing each other because we're gonna be more tempted and more prone to like want to wrap the snack. You know what I mean? So that was definitely a con for us. And could be a con possibly for anyone else who does experience long distance relationships. And I mean, I think it's natural as humans, you know, you miss the person, so it's like, oh my gosh, when you see them, you just want to like, you know, devour them, you know, pretty much.
Especially if you know, if there's a deep attraction there, it's like natural to want to, you know. And we definitely are deeply attracted to each other. So, I mean, we thank God it wasn't the opposite where I look at her and I'm, you know, just want to throw up. Like, I look at her and I'm like, man, you know, she is absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, and then just our, you know,
just the chemistry.
The chemistry between
the
us.
common interests.
Yeah, not just the physical, but yeah, the more we're connecting emotionally, spiritually, it's natural for that to, you know,
definitely grow.
So
that was definitely a con. And just to touch back on the illusion factor of it, I would definitely say that long distance relationships can become a little bit of an illusion sometimes because, like he said, you know, you only get glimpses of this person, and even when you guys do see each other, it's not for like periods on end, so you still don't know a lot about that person or things that you would see that would annoy you on a regular basis. So it's so important to be wise and use discernment when you're dating someone in a long distance relationship, because we're all prone to show the better side of us. We're all prone to show our best man. We're not gonna come out here and show you all this ugly stuff immediately. So I think it's always safe to say, you know, once you guys are no longer having that long distance relationship and you guys are now short distance, take some time to get to know each other. Don't rush into, you know, getting engaged or getting married just so soon. I mean, if that's what the Lord is calling you to do, then yeah, but if not, I would definitely say take some time to get to know each other, literally grow together, do life together, walk together, and naturally get to grow together and learn the other person, because it's so important. And you don't want to marry a stranger. You just don't, you know. So that would definitely be another con, I would say, is the illusion factor that we just mentioned earlier.
So yeah, we want to also talk about some of the pros of long distance dating. So one big pro is we were forced to be creative, you know. Since we're not seeing each other every day, it's like, man, how do we make the most out of the time we do have together? So, you know, we would go to, you know, random, you know, museums. She would take me to farms where like swole chickens would chase us down, and you know, that's a story for another video. But you know, we would just go enjoy nature, go to the river, just go places that we typically wouldn't go to, you know, and places we typically wouldn't be. So I would say definitely that creative factor in terms of like dates, what dates look like. I think another source of creativity is just in even how we're pursuing purity, even how we're pursuing purity. I think, we have to be creative. Okay, like let's meet outside. Like let's do things outside. Let's not be in the house, all day. Because we might end up there all night. we ain't trying to have that. Just being creative.
A pro for me would be seeing how determined we both were at making this work. Like, I think what distance does is that it makes you work a little harder, because no man is gonna, just want to be on the phone with you all day, all night, with a woman who he can't even physically see or physically be with. And I think it takes a lot for a guy to still want to be with that person or to pursue them in despite of the fact that you can't see this girl every week or every day because she's so far away. And also a pro is building trust. A huge pro that I found in all of the long distance was building trust. Like, just being content in trusting him to not cheat on me, to not, act up or whatever the case may be, but to just trust him to be the man that I know him to be. And also on my part, I didn't have to stalk him or chase him around or ask him where he was or ask him who he was with. I just chose to trust and believe that, he is honoring me as much as I was honoring him in Huntsville at that time or in Conroe at that time. So I think trust is a huge factor that we were able to build in those moments, because it was almost like, okay, do you trust me enough for you not to see me and still believe that I'm faithful to you? And I think that's where we kind of grew in that area, which is pretty cool.
Short distance relationships, that's the ideal that we want to work towards. I think at the end of the day, I've heard stories of people, their whole dating experience was long distance and they have happy marriages, but I wouldn't say that that's the ideal to work towards. I think with short distance, with short distance, there's a lot of pros to that, and we kind of want to talk about some of those.
So the pros of short distance would be that you have that person next to you to do life with, like, all the time, and it's so much fun. Like, I take joy and delight in our trips to HEB together. I'm like, this is so much fun. And like, it's just HEB, but it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is so much fun. So it's like little things like that become so much more significant, just because you're able to actually do life with that person. You're able to see them at their worst. You're able to see them at their best. You're able to, be there for them at their worst and best. It was, there were times where Yinka would be going through a lot, and I just could not come to Waco to comfort him or to encourage him. And in some cases, it just wouldn't have been wise on a purity aspect to drive out at like 10 p.m. to get to Waco around 12 a.m. and then sleep where? I didn't know anyone in Waco well enough to actually sleep at their place, or it wasn't just convenient at that time to sleep at anyone's place because it was so last minute. So I think that the pros to short distance or no distance would definitely be just the aspect of having the person near you, getting to know the person and learn from the person near you, and not having any surprises in terms of who they are or who they aren't. Of course, there are still some cases where a person can still hide their character from you, but that can only be for so long whenever it's short distance. You'll find out eventually, what's in the dark must come to the light. Okay. So you'll find out eventually if they're full of trash. Okay, you'll find out. So, but with long distance, it's like they can show you their best foot and they can show you the best part of them. And then sometimes you might see some slacking places, but for the most part, they're gonna want to put their best foot forward in all that they do, because that's kind of what our life is. Look at social media. We put our best pictures out there. We put our best moments out there. We don't put us looking raggedy. It's all for a reason. So
yeah. I would say also community is a big deal when you're talking about short distance relationship. I think community is huge, and that's something. I don't think we updated you guys, so we are in the same city now. We've been in the same city for some months now.
Almost a year.
Almost a year
That's
now.
crazy.
So just putting that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about, like I said, community is a big deal, and that's something we've learned that we need. Like, it's a necessity to have people around us, you know what I'm saying, that can encourage us, that we can, you know, pursue the Lord with, learn from, you know, invest in, and also keep us accountable, you know, give us things to do. You know, we started doing, you know, couple dates. We also are doing premarital counseling now, and you know, it's better than doing it on FaceTime, you know, or something like that, you know. So we get to actually meet face to face with people and have them invest in us. We just met a couple that's been awesome for us, our pastor at our church, you know, so like, you know, and life groups, things like that, community groups, whatever it is, just finding community to come around you guys. Because one thing that I know is that if you do relationships on an island, it's going to be very hard for you. It's going to be very hard if you're doing relationships on an island. And God didn't create us to do life alone, or to just do life alone with just our partners, but He created us to do it in community.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely think that having community so much more involved has helped us thrive more, because we can be more vulnerable about our weaknesses with, you know, our mentors, or the person that's mentoring me, or, you know, the pastor that pours into our lives. Like, we can go before Him with, you know, knowing that He won't judge us, and understanding that He loves us and cares for us, and tell Him our business without feeling judged. So that was huge for us. Really huge.
You need people in your dirt.
You need people in your dirt.
You need people in your dirt.
The right people. The right people.
Right people, yes.
The right people in your dirt.
No pigs in your dirt. They just love rolling in it and bathing in your mud. No, that's not what we're talking about.
So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for long distance and short distance relationships. That's pretty much what we've learned in the time that we've been together. We'll be probably like around 2 years by the time we get married.
Yeah.
Will we? Yeah. No.
Right around 2 years.
Yeah, right around 2 years.
A week after our second anniversary.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Oh gosh. Okay. So yeah, that's exciting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys aren't already, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Like this video. And follow us on Instagram. We love to see your comments. We love to see, you know, just everything that you guys comment on our videos or tweet us or whatever it is. We truly do love seeing your feedback or just seeing your encouragement or support anyway. But yeah, so stay tuned for the next couple of vlogs, guys. I'll be going wedding dress shopping, and hopefully I find the one, you know, hopefully I do. And then we're having our, I guess, cultural wedding tradition.
Yeah, we're doing this a dowry.
It's called a dowry, and we're doing it this weekend. So I hope to take you guys on that journey. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can keep up with my videos and learn more about what the dowry is. I heard through the grapevines that once we have the dowry, we're low-key married.
Yeah,
so
Don't be my wifey. In
Igbo culture. You're annoying. Anyways, we will see you guys in our next video and keep you guys updated on the wedding planning. And yeah, make sure you stay tuned to vlogs, because that's where I'll drop most of the information about what's going on. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.